Okay, we are live. That's right. We're starting right from the rip. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 11, Gladria South. It's been a while. For this group, at least. I am your humble DM, Tyler, and with me is the rest of the cast. So if you guys would like to reintroduce yourselves to the audience, since it's been like 3-5 weeks since we played, so.
I am Robin. I'm playing Kaz, the Fearbolg Druid.
Hi, I'm Sirius. I'm playing Zur, a bugbear monk.
I'm Doc. I'm playing Davy, the High Elf Cleric.
I'm Fate. I'm playing Grimsharex, the Bard.
Alright.
And I'm Rasta playing the Azamir Doc 049
Alrighty.
on top of it.
So, since it's been 3 weeks for our group, let's discuss what happened last time that got you guys in this predicament. Just to kind of give you scale of map to the audience. So you guys went through the decaying forest after speaking with some weird vassal that calls himself Necro. But needless to say, you guys went through the decaying forest, ran into some myconoids, found their myconoid queen, who what happened to be a drow, and she said that she would help you out if you were to get rid of a plant, in which you guys were able to successfully defeat the corrupted plant. Then we spent half the session role playing a bong session, which she basically lured up some info on you guys. You guys got some supplies. You guys had a random encounter with bats, which you easily cleaved through thanks to the silent spell. And right before you got to the gates of the City of Venth, Grimshaw decided to cast invisibility on himself and Zur, while, firstly, Kaz disguised herself as a drow, went inside, came back, discussed everything. Then Grimshaw turned him and Zur invisible, and you guys went to the gate. And, however, Davino and Doctor decided just to go in as themselves, while Cass, still disguised as a drow, decided to go in. And while being questioned by the female drow guard, you tried to convince them that they were your servants and that they were just passing through. I gave you advantage, however, you rolled completely bad on both rolls.
Yep, sure did.
So, here's what happens after 3 weeks of this group time. So, as you say this, the drow, and by the way, you guys are speaking Elvish, and they first try to speak to you in some other language that you didn't understand, but because you spoke Elvish, they spoke Elvish. This woman comes up to you and says to you in Elvish, "If I were to believe you, then you would know that our city's first language is in Elvish."
Correct.
I think you should come with us for further questioning to decide where exactly you and your servants come from.
Oh, okay.
And at this point,
All
the
right.
guards start to surround the entire front. So what do the invisible folk, what do the non-visible folk do before the visible folk do? Just to give you a description of what this area looks like, because I haven't had the map prepped last session. This is like a very down chasm. You look down, there's a lot of bioluminescence lined up, which is why you see all the fucking skeletons. These drow whistle to one another in another language. You see a bunch of bodies that are this is like basically 100-foot drop. And you see skeletons of dead dragons along with skeletons of humanoids at the bottom that's being lit up with bioluminescence all around. I couldn't draw the bioluminescence because it was giving me errors with the map. But needless to say, these female and male drow guard all surround you all. What do you all do?
I'm gonna get out of their way so they don't accidentally bump into an invisible surface.
Okay.
And do like a little hop
Alrighty.
on the edge.
Alright, what's your strength score at?
+2.
+2? Alright, you jump in, no problem. Zur, what do you do?
Well, I was gonna say that I would have liked to have snuck past the guards north before they came to surround us, so I could have trailed them. but I think I'll do the same thing on the opposite side. I'll probably just hang off this ledge here.
Okay.
Wait for them all to pass and then just hop back on and then sneak on behind.
Okay. What's your athletics modifier?
My athletics modifiers +5.
+5? Okay. So I would say due to that +5, this is sturdy rock. You have no issue hanging off of it. Seems to be pretty simple to do. You might have to make a check later, but we'll get to that. Kaz, Davino, and Doc, what do you three do? As a bunch of drow guards surround you, and you don't know where Zur and Grimshaw exactly are. The last time you were called, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be near you," but there's so much cluster with footsteps around you, you aren't too sure whether they're still around you or wherever else.
Okay. I'm going to keep up the ruse and just allow myself to look alarmed, but allowing all of this to happen.
Okay. You did the disguise.
I'm disguised as a drow woman.
Okay. So the disguise self spell lasts for how long, if I may ask?
It lasts for an hour, I believe. 1 hour.
Okay.
And I disguised myself right before we.
Yep. I just wanted to make sure to see how long it will last. Davino.
About the same time as you turn back into a furball, will turn visible.
Well, alright, Doctor, Davina, what do you two do as you are surrounded by drow?
Keep up his end of the illusion.
I'm just going to be like, so boss, like, you just let me know what you need from me,
Well,
and I give a thumbs up.
I nod and I have like my hands raised a little bit, and I'm like, just let them do what they need to do. I'm sure my story is confusing, so I would love the chance to explain.
You can explain. They say in Elvish. You could explain it at the guardhouse. And then she yells out some command. You can clearly tell these are commands in another language, and all of a sudden you see these drow coming with shackles, and then just shackling Davino's character, and then the next guards behind him shackle.
Oh, I'm not gonna let him shackle.
All right.
No,
well, they appear with shackles, and they say to you in Elvish, "This is just for our protection of our city. These outsiders we do not trust."
Oh my god, do you think I look that powerful? I am so flattered because there's like so many of you. So I don't know why you think like we're that strong. Like, you're clearly super powerful. It's almost like disrespectful that you need to like shackle me. It's like an insult to yourself because clearly you're so strong.
Says the cleric. She responds. And at this point, they mention, and he might be as capable, points to Doctor, might be as capable, if not maybe more. This is for our security. Comply or die. Make your choice.
I guess we will comply.
Very good.
I like, man, I wish I could cast message. Oh, okay. I
have
can't.
a telepathic link formed with you.
Oh my god, yes.
Because we're invisible.
I just like want, I just want them to know that I will get them out of their binds if shit goes down.
I'll relay that message and like kind of keep us synced up.
Okay. You do so.
Plus, we can wait for their numbers to thin and then do this the rough way if we have to.
Alrighty. So, at this point, they appear to you guys with shackles. Do you resist?
I look to Kaz.
I let them shackle me, I guess.
Okay, they do so. So your disguise, it's basically like an equivalent size of like a normal drow, maybe slightly taller. So as far as your arm length, it doesn't really like disturb them that much because disguise self is more of an illusion rather than an actual thing compared to an older self. But it doesn't seem to trigger any alarms immediately, so they cuff you, and then they just cuff Divino, and then they cuff Doctor, and then this one over here yells out commands pointing towards the gates. At this point, the gates were completely sealed, and then
While
you just go ahead.
I was gonna say while they're doing this, I'm trying to formulate a plan. Can I make a history check or any sort of check really to see if I could know enough about Drow lore to see if I could maybe call a bluff that might work in Kaz's favor, and then
Go.
like telepathically relay it.
So what in Drow lore are you specifically looking for? Specifically,
A house or family that's so well known that to treat someone that poorly would get them fucking killed.
So
like a matriarch.
So I'll tell you now that in this world there's no like house Drows or what have you in my world, but you could go ahead and make a history check just to kind of get the idea of what Drow culture is and what it looks like, and if this is particularly normal or not.
That's only a 3.
3? You don't know. You never encountered Drow before.
Fair enough.
Zer, do you do anything while your party gets shackled?
Yeah. Once I hear the gates opening, I plan to try to. If I gotta use a key point for Step of the Wind, but I'm gonna try to essentially get up on the ledge and then try to shimmy my way and then dash ahead of them past the gate before they go through.
Alrighty. The gate opens. You dash through. No problem. But Grimshaw, you see the gates opening. What do you do in this scenario?
Well, he's invisible, so I have no idea what he's doing. At the moment, I'm just sticking with the group.
Fair enough. Alrighty.
I've got a quick question.
Yes.
Did any of what the Drow were saying get translated into Common? Because
no, they were saying all this in Elvish.
No. I think I'm going to can I just amend the past and say that I was translating to them in Common?
Yeah, we'll say that like during this discussion back and forth, you're kind of translating them in Common and what have you, especially when Divino's like speaking in a common tongue. It's not really clear what Divino said, but we'll say like because they're Elvish and Divino's Elvish, naturally he would speak Elvish. So.
Right. Yeah.
But the gate opens, and about half of them, half of the force that are here, basically guide you guys into the gates. I'm gonna decide what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4. Well, these 4 will go back to guard duty. These 4 are gonna basically lead you in.
Oh shit! Can I lockpick while I'm invisible?
You could, but at this point, there's no need to lockpick at this time as the gate is currently open, and you could
tell. The shackles?
Oh, the shackles you want to try to do. That's a good question. And then it'll be 5 of the nails. Alrighty. Sorry, I had to do quick math here. But
you do have thieves' tools.
You do have thieves' tools. Let me see if that. I think invisible is basically when you do an attack or if you cast a spell, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
I'm gonna say, based on the language of the spell, you could attempt to lockpick while invisible, and if whether it would succeed or not, you would not come out of invisibility. However, the Drow might see and possibly hear the act of lockpicking, and if so, it could be a chance of like making the situation worse or not. But as far as compromising your visibility, it would not.
I can work with that. I'm gonna wait till we get through the gate first.
Okay. So at this point, they're going through the gates. At this point, would you like to do anything, Grimshaw, at this time, as the gate is still open?
I'm gonna get between them.
Okay. You're just gonna stay in place?
Yeah, I'll let Divino know so he doesn't like slam into me in front of him.
Alrighty. So Divino will go around. As they try to go around, the Drow guards kind of like push them back, kind of in line a bit.
Oh no, I tripped. I'm so sorry. I told you, you guys are like super powerful.
And then he says, "No, let's get back in line, surface dweller." And then they kind of lead you guys to the gate.
I feel like that town is very pointed.
So, at this point in time, and I'm not gonna go through like the whole thing, but you guys could tell me what you do during the time. Their guard tower is relatively close to the gate. It makes sense. And as they do, you see a bunch of like drow commoners looking at you guys with either disdained looks, curiosity looks, or what have you. But amidst all this, you guys are basically being dragged towards the guardhouse. Grimshaw, what's your passive perception?
13.
13. Alright. Make a perception check as you are kind of in line. And there's like a weird, awkward silence and small talk and whispers as you walk through.
18.
18. You hear a whistle calling out in your general direction. And you can tell that this whistle is not like a random whistle, like from a crowd, but more of like a hey, come here whistle. And you get the feeling it's directed exactly towards you at that exact spot, as if like your mom's like whistling to you to come back over here, and you instantly recognize it. You get that type of feeling, and you just see like some figure kind of like guiding you towards like an alleyway, but barred looking gear as like this figure goes into the alleyway. What do you do?
Grimshaw has a lot of underworld contacts, but he doesn't know if they run this deep. He's gonna message Zur and say, "Watch over them," and I'm gonna. I can't try to lockpick. I'm just gonna leave. I feel like I've been caught, and if I don't take this chance, then I'm fucked.
Okay. All right. So as you do, Zur, are you gonna follow them, or gonna hang back, or?
I'm gonna follow them at a distance. Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to get through the gate before.
Yeah, you guys can. Yeah, you have no issue getting in. So this is black right now, but I'm fogging it on purpose. Let me just clear. So you guys are approaching like a very square guardhouse, clear as day. So I'm just gonna reveal bits and pieces of the maps. Let me enable fog cutting. So I'm gonna reveal it little by little, and then. Do you guys see the lobby here? Or no?
Yes.
For the players?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Very good.
Oh,
Alright.
it's just loading very slow. Oh, there you go.
There. You guys see it? You guys see the drow behind the desk?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
So let me just place tokens here and I'll describe the scene in a little while. So I'm gonna have to shorten this because this map is meant to be bigger than what its given parts are. Boom, bada boom, bada bing. And then I'll. Enzer, do you follow into the guardhouse? Or do you want to wait outside?
Wait outside.
Okay. So
How long does the spell last?
An hour.
1 hour, so you've got, I don't know, 45 minutes
Yeah.
left.
Yeah. So this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't take much time from your visibility spell, and I'll put the invisibility tag on you. And
Did
you
I make
could.
you guys invisible, or?
Grimshaw did.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. I can do that.
And then let me just load some drow in here, and then I'll describe the scene better as you enter. Nope, that's the east group.
I should have brought Gotti. We could have traded him to get you guys out of this.
Traded him.
Sorry for the delay, guys. Alright.
You're good.
Alrighty. And then let me get some male representation here too.
Oh yeah, that's what we're missing in today's world.
Well, for draft,
I'm
for
I was just thinking this room needed more men in it.
well,
I came here to play D&D.
Alrighty. So, as you guys are going towards the guardhouse, you see this drow woman giving commands in another language that's like, "Hey, you guys could disperse," and then you guys are go through to the building. And as you enter, you see blue marble flooring with yellow designs. And you see what seems like to be a drow male clerk behind the desk. He seems to be wearing like an equivalent of a guard uniform from Elvenkind in comparison to like the elite guards that that these individuals that have procured you in here do. And then they just speak in another language that you guys can't understand. And then she turns to you, Kaz, and says, "You may follow me." And then she kind of leads the way. Give me
Okay.
1 second.
I'm trying my best to look like I am not nervous at all, like I'm inspecting my nails.
Sure.
Just being like, oh, okay.
Sure. So at this point, just gonna fast forward here. Oh yeah, I gotta reveal bits and pieces. So, and as I reveal the map, when you come back to this area, it's gonna be public knowledge because as if we're looking down at a tabletop. So this is how it's gonna lay out. Davino, Doc, Cass, would you guys like to roleplay anything between one another while they're basically dragging you around this? It seems like to be guardhouse.
I guess I'm speaking in common to them, and trying to like act like I'm just like being like it's okay. They just let them do what they need to do, and we can continue on.
All right.
Just giving them instructions.
All right. At this point, you guys all move ahead a bit, and as you do, this woman speaks to this drow in a language you don't understand, and then the drow opens the gate for you. And then at this point, I'm gonna reveal bits and pieces here. So just pardon me real fast, because there's some rooms that I can't show you at this point in time. But perhaps, maybe somehow. Because I'm just gonna basically open up all this here. So just bear with me. Which, by the way, you could, if you guys would like to make maps like I do, you could go to Incarnate. I think their yearly subscription is $25. Not sponsored by them, but it's a good resource I use. And also, you guys can follow the Pocket Dimension to see what's going on. We just hit 300 Discord members, I believe. Right, Matt?
Yeah, we blew past it. We're almost at 330 now.
And there's a bunch of campaigns going on, so check them out. All right, back to the game. Forgot this little corner here. Whoop. Alrighty, so they opened the door, and there's a couple of drows around the area. I'm not gonna like move a bunch of tokens for circumstance, but we're just gonna fast forward a bit in time here. Now, I just need to know: are you guys willing and compliant to their commands throughout this entire process?
In general, yes. If it's not like
Davino, Doc, are you two compliant?
I'm just going to follow Cass's lead
Okay.
and try not
you,
to make
Kaz.
bigger problems, because I feel there is hostility.
Okay. So
Because I
here.
can't understand what these strange, angry, dark elves are saying.
Alrighty. So a couple things are gonna happen because we're just gonna skip just a few moments, like to check you guys in, all this other clergy matters. What you do notice is that they take away all your guys' items and weapons. They're not going to take the exact armor on top of you guys, but you are taking all your equipment, items, the whole 9 yards, with the exception of the armor you guys are wearing. So if
like my druidic focus would be gone as well.
all items that basically are carrying on your person that isn't armor itself. So, but don't delete all of it off your character sheet, because there could be a chance you could get it back, because I don't want you guys to delete them and then add them instantly. So for the moment, they've seized your equipment and your items, and at this point, after they do that, which by the way, they stole all your equipments through this door over here. I'm going to reveal it to you guys because I forgot to reveal that. Whoop. So they're not supposed to see that, but they put it through this door. They asked some drow to basically contraband all your stuff, and she says she unlocks this door for you, Robin. And I'm just gonna move some tokens here to get you guys in the scene. She said, and it's basically an interrogation room. And
Okay.
she goes, you will sit here, and then you'll be shackled for our safety. And then once we lock up your friends down there, we'll be coming in here asking you for questions a few minutes from now.
Question. Are you going to also interview my employees?
Of course, but we want to know exactly from, well, the employer first before we hear from them.
Well, yes, of course. I just wanted to know so I could make the proper reports when we get back to work. Thank you.
Of course. Now, if you don't mind just sitting here, we'll just shackle you to this ball and chain and your arms to the table, and then I shall be back with you within a few minutes.
Okay.
All right. She shackles you to a ball and chain, and then she shackles your arms onto the table. Um, it's not like arms are like stuck onto the table. You have some like arm room, but as far as like your movement and what have you, it's dropped to zero because of this ball and chain.
Okay.
Um,
Quick question. Am I still able to talk with Grimshaw? Like through our
No.
psychic link?
at
Okay, I
this
wasn't sure if
at
it was
this
like
current point
okay.
in time, because of distant wise, no. She says in Elvish, "I'll be back with you shortly," and then she closes the door. She locks it, and then she says some commands to these drow over here, and then. So I would like for at this point Davino and Doc to roll a d20 and tell me if it's even or odd.
Both of us?
Yep. Just roll d20 and just tell me if it's even or odd.
Even?
Even?
Even.
Cool. So this is the prison. You guys are locked up on the left side, but separated from one another. And they kind of push you in, and after they push you in, they command you guys in Elvish uh, to like, put your hands to the bar. They unlock the shackles, and she tells like some instances. She tells in these guys in another language. Seems like to be like the prison wardens, quote unquote, and then they go back upstairs. So at this point in time, what you two see on the left side is, and I'm just going to delete these tokens because they're just going to go back to the entrance. But what you guys see as you guys are basically locked up in jail, you see from your point of views, two halflings. One of them definitely gives off criminal vibes, without a shadow of a doubt. Criminal vibes. And this other one is looking kind of crazy. You thought she looked like a goblin, but taking a closer look at her, she seems like to be something wrong with her. You can't tell whether she's crazy or something else or what have you. And that is what you see here. Now, we'll come back to this part of the table in a second. Zer, do you do anything as they enter? And you stay out here for a bit. This whole thing takes like about, we'll say 20 minutes or so. They haven't come back out. What do you do?
Not even the guards?
The guards do eventually come back out, and they seem like they're going back to their post.
Oh, then I guess I'm going exploring.
Throughout the city? Oh,
No,
and
through,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
I'm gonna go find them, invisible, Sam Fisher style.
Alrighty. You got, so as far as like in-game time, we'll say you got about 30 minutes worth of the invisibility spell. But let's go back to Grimshaw. Grimshaw, you follow this alleyway, and you are still invisible. However, when you come across this alleyway, you do see what seems like to be this bard, and you don't know what it is about this bard, but he seems to be the only person in this alley. And he says, "Well, it's about time you come in," which is strange because you're invisible, but he gets a sense that he knows you're here.
I don't bother with the idea that I'm holding to invisibility. Why have you disrupted my adventures?
Well, I'm just here for a guiding hand, you see. So I have heard your prayers towards me, and seems like you guys are bits of a pickle, but it could be a chance to prove yourself to me.
Oh?
And at this point, you kind of
Oh.
get the idea that this is not like your regular
Oh.
bard.
He puts his hands on his hips and he's like, well, damn. About time
And he
you
says,
showed
and,
up."
besides, your lock picking wouldn't necessarily do you and your friends any favors. As he's like tuning the lute and just strumming it a bit.
Yeah, I'm all thumbs with that crap.
Hmm.
So what say we go do ourselves a jailbreak? Cause
Well,
some mayhem.
Well, unfortunately, as a divine being, I can't interfere directly, but I could possibly influence the outcome. But before I give you aid, play me a tune.
He walks over to the broken box
And
and
it-
just kind of leans up against it.
And at this point, he says, firstly, and then you hear some incantation. You recognize this as a silent spell, but you recognize that this is even a more powerful version of the silent spell, where it basically silences everything within the midst. And he says, do not worry. Your invisibility will still last.
He puts up his guitar and says, I wasn't worried. And he starts just strumming out the absolute sickest beat he possibly fucking can. Let me...
Performance check, sir.
Yes,
This is a big performance check, so if you have
I'm gonna
inspiration,
use
now's a
Bardic
good time to use
Inspiration.
it. Hey, I'll allow it.
And it's a D8 now.
Yep.
Alright, so performance. So that is a total of 24.
Oh, excuse me, I was drinking water. Yeah. You play a crazy riff, and he digs. He goes, very well. He digs into his coins, and he pulls out what seems like to be a gold piece, but you see it's like a similar coin to what you have. And he goes, well, I'm gonna toss a coin to your performance, but you could use this. And he flips a coin at you, and you catch it. When you catch it, as a magic user, you recognize that this thing is full of divine magic. And as you expect, he says, now go on. It's time to continue performance. Let's see how you get your friends out of this situation. Let the performance commence. And then as you look up, he's gone. And you got a coin from this god. Now, let me explain to you what this item is. As it's a very custom item and is an artifact level type of item. This is the coin of Jasper. It's a magical coin, and it has 5 charges. You can use an action to flip the coin. You roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, you can cast any level 3 or lower enchantment or illusion spell, regardless of which spell list it's from. On a 10 or less, no effect takes place. And by the way, this is an Arcana check, by the way, I forgot to mention. But on a 10 or lower, the effect doesn't take place, representing true 50-50. And against DC 11 Arcana check, which I think you have some pluses to that, if I recall, to Arcana. But when you flip the coin and you use it, and you successfully rolled the check, you can cast any level 3 or lower enchantment or illusion spell of your choice from the game.
Oh, that's just excellent.
It has 5 charges, and then at the end of every 24 hours, you roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, it's still magically useful, and you roll 1d4 plus 1 charges. On a 10 or less, the magic fades away, and it turns into a regular gold piece.
Excellent.
So it's true 50-50, trying to figure out how to work with improvisation as per Jasper's characteristics, and him being also a trickery god could possibly land you some tricks, both due to you and to others. So
I've already found the absolute perfect way to bust my friends out and make this work.
alrighty.
Not steal the show.
But yeah, at this point you peep around the corner and you see the guards come out. What do you do?
Is this directed at me?
Yes. You at this point, after doing some performance, which takes you a while, and you turn around the corner, you see the guards that were at the entrance come out, but you don't see any of your allies. What do you do?
I am going to find the absolute tallest point that's adjacent to the prison.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna take out my guitar. I'm gonna release my invisibility on just myself, and I'm gonna absolutely start slamming the guitar with just the absolute loudest music I could possibly play. I'm gonna use like illusion magic to make it louder and more like booming.
Sure.
And I'm gonna create a massive distraction.
Alrighty.
I've got that coin waiting. I'm playing the guitar with the coin.
Alrighty. You get on the building, and we'll say you get on the. Well, I don't have like a building next to the guardhouse, but for
That's
the
fine.
sake of purposes, you drop your visibility, you play your guitar, and are these just like genuine playfulness, or just making as much noise as possible?
No, it's like an obscene amount of like metal music, enough to like I'm hoping draw the guards out.
You draw the immediate guards, and then some guards enter the building. And at this point, we go back to the prison. But before that all takes place, let's take a look at the prison. Doctor, you see this halfling, and she's not acting quite right. And she's acting basically like Gollum would. And all of a sudden, you hear in your mind, you were captured? You were captured too? You too? And like, it's weird. Like, where the hell is this coming from? And you're looking all around, and you turn towards this house. She goes, "Yes, you. Me talking your mind. It's me." And then like she's like gesturing towards herself frantically. Doctor, are you there?
Which
Alright.
one?
That would be Rasta. So this one seems to be communicating to you telepathically, and it's weird.
Yeah, he's not gonna re- really reply back. He's just gonna kind of pointedly look at him, but like just do the head cock thing.
And she's like shaking the bars a bit. She goes, you, pointing one. And she's saying this in your mind. Shiny one. You in armor. You with mask.
This will kind of nod.
And she says in your mind, you speak mind freely. They haven't figured us out yet. We make escape plan.
Well, keep silent, but we'll cross arms and just nod at her.
Alrighty. She goes, oh, yes, good. And like she goes over here, she's like scratching the wall, and you don't hear anything for a bit. And then you see this halfling Davino go up to here, and like kind of like leaning back against the wall, and she's just nodding. And then he goes over here and he says, "Hey, you pretty boy, you over there with the robes.
Yes, what?
Yes, you." He kind of like looks at the guards and he speaks to you in halfling. Do you understand halfling?
I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
He kind of like looks at like the guards and everything, and he's kind of looking left and right, left, right, and he goes, "One moment," and then whispers to you, and then all of a sudden, you get a message spell ahead. It says, "You can respond to this. I'm casting a message spell."
Hi, how's it going? How can I help you?
He says through the message, he says, "Listen, me and my friends, we got in trouble, and we're locked up, but I have escape plan. You in to join us to escape?"
Can I insight check him to see if he's just batshit crazy?
Sure. Well, actually, what's your insight modifier before you roll?
My insight is +8.
You can tell that he is being genuine and being truthful. You think he's perfectly being sane. He just has a weird accent himself.
Sure, if you can, get us out of here and not get us killed, I'm down.
Yeah,
But
sure,
I,
sure.
but I have like some friends, and then I like point to like where Doc is, and they're like, but like there's like other people here
He goes,
that we need to like also make sure they get out.
he says, well, what do your friends look like so I could tell Nikki about what they look like so she doesn't accidentally blast them when they appear. She's crazy and loony at times.
Well, there's the one that's over there, so I don't really need to explain
No shit,
it.
I saw you come in with them.
And then there's... Okay. So, I have a friend that is technically a furball, but sometimes she makes herself look like other things. So that's a wild card. And then I have like this bugbear friend who doesn't believe in shirts, who eats a lot of chicken.
At this point, halfway there, like, the message spell ends because there is, like, a cap. He goes, hold on, slow down, mate. Just simple words. This thing's sending.
And then and then I just like give him a brief, succinct like description of like everyone.
Sure, he goes, alright. You have weird friends. I respect that,
Okay.
though. I have weird friends, too. He goes, I'm Randall. Over there's Nikki, and he kind of points to like this crazy little goblin-looking halfling, and then he goes, on the other side we got Quincy and Oven. You'll recognize them when they see them. They're halflings too.
Including the one that looks kind of cracked out.
Unfortunately, yes, but she could communicate. She is a ghost-wise halfling and could communicate with minds. That's how we're trying to form this plan together.
Got it.
Alright, so on my signal, whenever I yell at them, I'm gonna try to steal the guard's keys. And as soon as they come to me, you try to distract them so I can snap those keys.
So you want me to distract him?
I distract first, then you distract him, then I try to steal keys.
Got it.
Alrighty. While this stuff is going on, Zer, you're invisible. Seems to be a clearly empty lobby. Nothing but this drow man clerk, just doing paperwork. And there's two doors. One door this way, and one door this way. What would you like to do?
I would like to. I'm not proficient in this, but I still would like to do a survival check to see if I could determine which way they would have gone.
No need to determine which way they were gone, because there's a bit of muddy footprints over here.
I will follow said prints.
I do need you to make a stealth check, but you do have advantage because you're about to open a door. So, unless you were trying to do something else. As you approach the set door.
Dirty 20.
Alrighty. You quietly open the door and quickly, within one speed, go in before the drow goes, huh? But now there's a hallway, and you see this hallway. You see a door here. You see a window there, and you see this drow guard guarding this door. At this point, you just hear a loud ruckus going on from outside. What would you like to do at this point? You hear a loud ruckus of like just noise outside. It's weird.
Outside to my right.
Outside in general, you aren't too sure from which direction, but there's a loud commotion.
I guess I'm going to posture in a corner, see if any guards go through so I don't get rushed upon. And then I'm still going to keep searching because I am singularly focused on finding my comrades.
Finding your friends.
He was gonna say friends.
No, I wasn't.
At this point, three male drow guards come up and say in some language that you don't understand, and at this point, all the guards go outside to deal with what's going on. Well, these immediate ones anyway, plus whatever's outside. But this hallway's empty. But before you do, you see this female drow just come out. She turns towards like their general direction, and she says something under her breath, but she doesn't pay no attention. She goes right through this door. What would you like to do?
Are there still muddy prints on the floor?
Yeah, but at this point, it's fainting at this point, as it's clearly going through this way and that way.
Also, if it follows where the drow goes, then I'm following the female drow.
Alrighty. As you go through there, you see this female drow captain enter a room, and she just goes in.
And the prince die here, correct?
Yes, the prince died there. At this point in time, you also see on the opposite side of the way, oh, I forgot about this guard over here. Another drow captain on the opposite side of the building seems to be walking towards your general direction. What do you do?
I can see that?
Yeah, it's right across the way, bro.
I thought this was a wall. Okay.
No, this is one long hallway connecting in between doors and stuff.
Alright, so one's walked in a door. Oh boy.
This one's walking towards you.
Walking towards me, whole ton of space to the right. I'm gonna walk it and divvy down. Oh, that's not me.
That's all good. It's all good. You go and like divvy down, and what's your passive perception?
Stark 12, I believe. Yeah,
Go ahead.
12.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please. At this point, this
13.
a 13. At this point, this drow captain just goes inside the room too, and just closes the door. I think you hear locks coming from the north part, and there's another door here that also locks up. As you like get to here, I'm gonna just roll for this here. You hear two people getting down in there. It's weird. It's weird. Two people are having fun in behind that door, to say the least. So.
I mean, I'm not gonna ruin anybody's fun. I'm here to find my comrade.
Friends.
I'm invisible. I'm not here to block anybody's fun. Let's just get my people and get out of here. So I'm gonna just keep searching.
Alrighty. What do you do at this point? And then afterwards we'll get back to Grimshaw, so be ready, Grimshaw.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, what do you do?
Grimshaw or me? Sorry.
What do you do, Zer?
I'm keep walking down this wall. Now that I determined that he just came down for his rob session, I'm assuming that I'm just keep walking down here.
Alright, you see two sets of doors. One here and one here. And you also see this big door here.
Alright. Sheesh. Man, do I hate doors.
Go ahead and make a survival check for me, please.
I was about to press my ear against doors and see if I can hear anything.
Fair enough.
Survival.
Yep.
Ooh, dirty 20.
You see the faintest of like dirt prints, like towards this door and this door.
I'm gonna slightly rake my fingernails across this door to see if I hear anything.
Kaz, you're just sitting there impatiently. You're kind of locked up, thinking like, "Damn, this." You're kind of like second guessing what this plan is.
Yeah.
You just hear scratches on the other side of this door.
Okay, so I'm alone?
You are alone, but you're chained up.
Okay. I'm going to, like, drum my fingers on the table. And I would also, if I'd be able to try and make some sort of check to see if I can feel any, like, magic or anything where I feel like I might be being watched at all.
Make an Arcana check.
19?
With a 19, you know that you're chained, but you're kind of looking all around, see if there's any magical walls and glyphs. It's extremely hard to tell exactly whether you're being watched or not. But as far as your current predicament goes, you know that you're chained. You know that you are balled and chained. But the one thing you would know is that is there a chance? You aren't too sure. You haven't really encountered drow in your life, so you aren't sure.
Right. How long do I think I have left on my disguised self?
We'll say roughly 20 minutes.
Okay.
But you hear
All right.
scratches on the door, and you're like, that's not normal.
Yeah. I'm going to, like, drum my fingers on the table like I'm being impatient, but, like, in a pattern, like a recognizable pattern.
Okay.
But
Zer.
I'm replying.
Zer. What is your perception modifier?
+2.
Make a perception check, please.
Oh, 19.
19. All right, we'll come back to you in a second. Grimshaw, let me put your token on this board. Where's your? There it is. Players, South, Grimshaw. Well, bam, you're not huge, but we'll say off this map, you're playing on top of the building. You see like 5 of these drow guardmen go around like the base of it, and there's like some crowd gathering around, trying to figure out what the fuck is this thing up there. They've never encountered like a dragon person before, you think, for the most part. Amidst this, you also see at this point 2 female drow guards, definitely have a higher rank in comparison to their male counterparts. And we'll just make another one here. There we go. And at this point, they're kind of look towards you. And what languages do you understand?
Common and Draconic, but honestly, if they talk to me, I wouldn't even respond.
That's fair. You're making so much noise that you don't really care what they're saying. At this point, these 2 start to aim their crossbows at you. What do you do?
I'm gonna. Let me just make sure.
And the others are kind of keeping the crowd away from the bit.
There's a specific one.
Just searching through all the illusion and enchantment spells ever in 5e. That's 3rd level under. I feel you, bro.
Leoman's tiny hut. I want to create an impenetrable dome around me.
Alright.
As far as I understand, yeah, they can't come in. Nothing can come in. Nothing can come out. And I am gonna make it clear so they can see me. And I'm just gonna keep fucking shredding.
Alrighty. So, per activation of the coin, go ahead and make a DC 11 Arcana check.
18.
Alright, you successfully perform Liam's timing hut, and go ahead and just mark 1 off of 5 charges, because it could be important. They shoot their crossbows at you, and as they hit like your impenetrable dome, you see that like there's like squirts of like weird purple poison coming out. It's weird. You're like, oh shit, these things are lethal. And at this point, they try to shoot crossbows at you again, but at this point, they see that their efforts are null and vain, and this one is basically gonna go back into the guardhouse. But are you gonna just stay up there, keep shredding?
Does it look like that? You said they're going back to the guardhouse. Looks like they're.
One of them is. One of them is. While the others are kind of keeping watch on you, and the male drow guards are kind of separating the crowd a bit, giving themselves some space. And they're trying to talk to you. And at one point, they actually speak Draconic, rough, but it's more like Spanglish, for lack of a better term.
You spoke Spanglish. Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna respond regardless.
Okay, you say, "Get down from there and come down for questioning," and like rough Draconic, but you know you don't care. Alrighty.
We're not gonna take it.
Alright, so that will be that one's turn. Alright, let's get to the prisoners. And then they go over here, and you see Randall speak in perfect Elvish, Divino, as they say, "Hey! Drow, get over here! I need to take a piss! And it's just, my cell's covered in shit!" And then at this point, they come up to you, this drow comes up to them, and he goes, We are not janitors. You will sit in your manure like the scum you are. And you see this bit working. Davina, what do you do? Davina? Hello? Uh-oh.
Okay, I have a question.
What's your question?
So, under my armor,
Mm-hmm.
under my robes, is where I have my holy symbol.
Yes.
So would I still have my holy symbol?
Let me make an investigation check on behalf of the drow.
Because it's under all of that.
I understand. Let me just make a check for the drow. Let me check their stats. This would be an investigation, which would be, I believe it's intelligence. Yeah, so it's a straight roll. I'm gonna say 15 or higher. They find it. Anything less than that, you still have your holy symbol. Good news, you still have your holy symbol. They didn't seem to find it.
Okay, great. Um, so, as that's going on, um, I'm gonna be like, sir, like, I get that you're not a janitor, but if you can call, like, housekeeping, because if you're going to be in this area, you're eventually gonna start smelling all of his shit. So it's gonna be really unpleasant for you. So, uh, I would think that like maybe like you want to get someone to clean it up to make your life much more enjoyable because like honestly you're in the prison system and like I'm sure
At
you'd
this
much
point,
rather have like a tenured
amidst
position
amidst the
and a
talk,
better position.
all right. Amidst the talking, you get this drow's attention, and as he's walking towards you, I'm gonna make a check for Randall, see if he can swipe the keys. Oh, that's out of the dice tray, and he crits. Rolling a 28. So as you're saying this, and you just see Randall like as if magically with his fingers, all of a sudden the keys are there, and all of a sudden they dissipate as he completes his turn and goes. And at this point, the drow goes up to you and says, "I do not care for what you surface dwellers would care about your cultures. You high elves, you are
Are you
what
saying
made
your
us miserable."
culture?
And at this
Are you saying
point,
your
you
culture
see
involves you smelling shit?
you see Randall like sneakily opening the door, and he goes like giving you the shush symbol quietly going as he's quietly going behind this drow here. He says, "You high elves think you're so mighty that you're above us, that you're closer to the gods, and I got news to you. There's no god in here that could save you now." And at this
Do I
point,
know
at this
what
point,
God they
at this
pray
point,
to?
you see Randall just deck him over the head with a rock and just completely knock him unconscious. And he goes, "Damn, this drow. I don't know what those drow fucking dickheads. Here, I'll get you out, mate." And then as he's trying to open the door, I'm gonna just make a perception check for the drow guard. Holy shit, he didn't see that. He is just casually snoozing, I guess. He just unlocks your cell. He goes, "All right, mate, it's time to escape."
Sweet.
But the moment we start, you gotta have my back. I have the key, so try to go after me first.
Oh yeah, it'll be like super fine. We just need to get him out to like ASAP. And I point to Doc.
Yeah, he goes, "Yeah, yes, of course. And just help me get my friends out too. There's 3 more
Yeah.
over there."
And I'm just gonna give him guidance.
Alrighty. As you cast the spell, let me just make a perception check with disadvantage for him. Alright, even with disadvantage, I rolled an 18 and a 20. He kind of like, as you cast this incantation, he kind of falls off with your chair and goes, "Ugh!" And then he picks up and he says he turns towards these um, drow companions and he says something in another language and he points towards you and Randall. But let's get to Zer. Zer, with your perception check, you're able to hear a combination of tapping. However, it is more like a pattern of tapping. It's very unnatural. You don't know what lies beyond this door, but you hear tapping behind it.
I want to assume I've ever heard that tapping before. I want to feel like that I've ever caught Cass doing said tapping before. I wouldn't. That's a history. I'm not wasting my time with that crap. Zer doesn't think. Zer opens doors. I'm invisible anyway. I'm opening this door.
You try to open the door, it's locked.
Oh, let's see.
At this point, you hear footsteps coming around the corner. What do you do?
I move slightly to the right.
All right. You move slightly to the right. I don't know why this ain't attaching to him. That's weird. But you see this drow woman come over here and basically going towards this way. And she just seems to walk past you. Do you do anything as she walks past you? You can see that she has a set of keys on her.
Oh, you son of
I gave you a conundrum, my friend.
Bro, this is
I'm
my
lifting.
favorite
I'm
extraction.
lifting. I'm lifting it off her.
Make a sleight of hand check with advantage, sir.
Dirty 20 the first roll, and a 7 the second one. Dirty 20.
Alrighty, 1 second here. I gotta look at their stats. Okay. You successfully lift the keys off her as she goes over towards this area. What do you do with set keys? There's like there's like 5 sets of keys. So 5 keys in total, excuse me. And they're each do you understand Elvish or no?
No, not at all.
Alright, so you just see gibberish on these keys.
As soon as she's out of earshot, I'm gonna start trying these keys very quietly against the door.
Alright, as you do so, you hear what seems like hear what seems like to be someone trying to like unlock a bunch of try to use keys to open your door, but not having the correct key behind the door. What do? You don't know what's on the other side of the door.
Alrighty. Fuck it. I don't care if I'm being watched. I don't know that it's Sir, so I'm going to very quietly and like without making a big movement with my hands, cast Disguise Self again.
Okay.
Just to keep up the disguise for another hour, cause.
Sure.
Yeah.
You do so.
Okay. All right. And I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep up this ruse because I still don't know that it's Zer.
Okay. Zer, eventually you try every single key, and while doing so, you see this drow woman like go through this door. But eventually you found the correct key. You're able to unlock the door. Kaz, you see the door open slightly ajar, but no one's coming out of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to speak in my mind and be like, is that you, Grimshaw? I don't know which one.
That's funny though.
You hear no response. Zer, what do you do as you unlock the door?
Okay.
Who do I see?
You see the same disguise that Kaz was wearing while entering into the city.
Oh, is she shackled?
She's shackled from her hands, and you see that she has a ball and chain to her leg.
Alright. Well, since I recognize that, I'm just gonna, without saying a word, because I'm trying to keep this invisibility, I'll try to unshackle her. So I'm gonna just keep with these keys and just start.
You close the door, and Kaz, you get the feeling that someone's trying to unlock shackles, however, unsuccessfully. Eventually, after some brief amount of time, you're unshackled. At this point, Zer comes out of his invisibility.
Okay.
And you see Zer has helped you out.
Thank you.
Oh, you can see me? Shit.
Well, I also, since you didn't talk back, I assumed you weren't Grimshaw.
You were trying to talk to me? When?
I was speaking in my mind because I can talk to Grimshaw briefly. Anyway, not important.
Sounds intimate between
Yeah, I don't want to go into it.
Actually, no, we have the time. What is your relationship with Grimshaw?
Oh,
Yo, what's your status?
traveling buddies. He's my colleague. Anyway, what's the plan? They took all of our equipment entirely.
Oh, they did? Oh, shit.
Yeah. I'm waiting to be interrogated, and they presumably took the doctor and Divino into a prison somewhere. I'm not quite sure where.
Could you make me invisible?
Let me see.
You have to break your disguise.
Don't worry about me. I'm just doing stuff real quick. I'm making moves while you guys are talking.
I can't actually, because my invisibility is a race feature of Fearbolg. I can't do it to anyone else, just myself.
Okay, well, can you disguise me?
Disguise self let you disguise other people.
While you guys are figuring that out, Grimshaw, you are playing like no one's business. How long does the hut last? I think it's like a long time, right?
I think it's a relatively short time. Let me double check. Sorry. Leoman's tiny hut. Oh, it lasts for 8 hours. I'm jamming.
All right, you see more of these drow come up. They seem to like talk in their own language, and at this point, one of them speaks to one, and they go inside. The other goes inside, while the others are basically. At this point, the crowd is extremely dispersed. There are like grid lines and what have you to try to maintain control of the crowd, and you see more dwarven warriors are just like they're all aiming the crossbows right at you, but they don't seem to fire. It seems like they're awaiting something to happen. What do you do?
Can I try to work my diplomacy here?
How do you do it?
I'm gonna finish the riff. I'm gonna say, Drow people, I come to you in peace and rock and roll. Accept me and my people, and we will leave in peace as we came in peace.
Make a charisma check.
There's a 19.
Alright. They say, well, let me make a roll first. Okay, they say in Broken Draconic, come down, we discuss. Person. They say that in Broken Draconic.
I will take your faith and assume you do not mean me ill will. We are of the purple-skinned people. You must. I drop the dome, but I'm gonna have my glyph of warding with the invisibility spell in my mouth.
Okay.
And if they try to hit me or they try to take my shit, poof.
Alrighty. Cool. Do you climb down or do you stay up?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna kind of gently drift down. Part of the plan was was to fly. So I have my what is it called? The chromatic wings.
Alrighty. So you climb down, and immediately they're kind of like forming like a flanking type of maneuver around you, and they say in broken English, "Come, discuss here," and they point to the guardhouse.
Well, if you say so, I would like to speak to your diplomats. Who among your people handles affairs of great diplomatic importance between kings of nations?
At this point, after some time has passed, you hear commotion. What's your passive perception, Grimshaw?
13.
13. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Okay. Let's go to Divino and Doc. At this point, let's see, what time are we at? Okay, so at this point, we're going to go on break, and then when we come back, we're all going to roll initiative. Because Doc... So, we'll see what happens. We'll be right back.
Oh.
you're back alive. Can I have every one of you roll initiatives, and I'll tell you how exactly this is gonna go.
Ooh, I crit on initiative. That's fun. I don't think that does anything, but still.
Alright, 1 moment. I forgot to change the counters here, because I expect you guys to do something on the bridge, but it's all Gucci. Let me just see. What do everyone roll for initiative?
4.
4? Okay.
21.
Nice.
22.
22.
14.
14.
Ooh, 1.
Oof. Alright. But then let me roll for everyone else. Okay. Alrighty. So here's how it's gonna go down. Since there's so this is a unique situation where all 3 parts of the party are completely different, doing different things. So how it's gonna go is that first we're gonna go with Doc and Divino because you guys are in combat currently. So this is gonna, in theoretical, is gonna be 6 seconds while everyone else is working on real time. Afterwards, based on initiative, we will then do we shall then do Kaz and Zer based on initiative. Grimshaw, did I get you? Or are you just different on initiative? Oh, you're a bit higher up. Alrighty, so we'll do the combat first. Afterwards, we'll get with you, Grimshaw, and then we'll get with Kaz and Zer based on initiative rules. So then Drow actions act differently. So obviously combat's going to be regular combat, but at this point in time for the other 2, it's like acting in real time, where it's more of a back and forth rather than, okay, you guys take a turn and then I take a turn type of deal. And as we go, you guys will figure out. So let's do the combat first. Oh yeah, I forgot to roll for the halflings. Okay. So Divino, you're escaping from shackles. There's an unconscious drow underneath you. So at this point in time, you just have your plate armor. I don't know if you carry your shield or not, but if you do, your armor class is different because you don't have your shield on you. But Randall says, if we could keep the drow occupied, I could free my allies, and then we could get the hell out of here. And at this point, the halflings get to go first because they rolled the highest initiative out of everyone. So Randall's going to use, because he's a rogue, he's going to dash twice because he is able to, with cunning action, what have you. So it goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Well, he goes over here, unlocks Nikki's roll. 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. He's gonna unlock Quincy's thing. And at this point, Quincy, you hear on the other side, he goes, "Oh, Randall, thank goodness you're alive. Make sure we get out of here quickly." And then you just hear another halfling just like, he says, "Hurry the hell up! I'm dying to get out of here!" And then you see Nikki come out of here, and then you just see her form a bunch of butterflies in her hand, and all of a sudden a weird green beam comes out of her hand as she casts an Eldritch Blast on the drow. And unfortunately, she does not hit with the first beam, but with the second one, she does hit, dealing some damage to him. 5 damage. And he gets pushed back, goes, "Ugh!" It gets rolling. Nikki goes, and then Randall says, "Nikki, keep those at bay keep them at bay while I unlock everyone else's." And I'll say I forgot to mention he gave you the key to Doc's cell over here, Divino, before he does that, we'll say, because I forgot to do that. But based on the new combat initiative, it is Divino. You're up. No, the drow get to go. My apologies. I forgot. So the drow are gonna basically pull up their crossbows and will shoot at the halfling. These 2 will each make 2 attacks. Alright. He'll hit him with 2. He has to make 2 con saves. He can reroll natural ones because he's a halfling. Oh, dice fell off the table. It's fine. I got more d20s. Alrighty. He succeeds, and you hear, "Ugh! ugh, ugh, from the other side of the wall. He goes, you gotta try better than that, you damn drow. And then this one's gonna go over here and shoot a crossbow at Nikki. First attack hits. Second attack also hits. She has to make 2 con saves. She crits on the first one. She can reroll a natural 1 on the second. She doesn't succeed. All of a sudden, she gets hit and goes, ah, ah! And as she gets hit with the second one, she just falls unconscious. Not dead, but unconscious. And you see like a bit of like leaking stuff coming out of one of the arrows. But Divino, it is now your turn. What would you like to do? Right now, you just have your plate armor, and your holy symbol underneath it. What would you? And you have Doc's key to his door. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna lightly step over him. Use me. Does he have a weapon on him?
He has a short sword and a crossbow, a hand crossbow specifically.
Just gonna pick those up.
At this point, for item interaction, you can only choose either or. Unless you want to spend an action picking up a secondary weapon.
I'm going to pick up the sword.
Okay.
As my action.
It's a +1 short sword.
I'm gonna mosey on over.
Okay.
For my object interaction.
Okay.
I'm going to unlock his gate.
You do so with the greatest of ease.
At this point, they know like shit's going down, right?
What do you mean by they know?
Like the other drow in like the back, or the entrance room area.
As far as you know, these drow are paying more attention to you. You do not know what's going on beyond these stairs.
Well, I'm saying like, I'm assuming that they understand there's a commotion.
Well, we'll get to that part when we get there. So.
Okay, and then for my bonus action. Actually, I won't use a bonus action. So yeah, I'll just open his gate.
Okay.
And with my remaining 10 feet, it's gonna, mosey back over here.
Alrighty. You can tell by the look of Nikki, she's looking quite hurt from those arrows and what have you. Doc, it is your turn. Your gate is open. What would you like to do? You have nothing but your plate and your fists. What would you like to do?
Well, first, I'm going to grab my token.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Grab my token, and I'm actually going to move up to our unconscious friend here, and if I remember right...
Trying to do lay on hands?
I am absolutely going to be doing lay on hands.
Alright. That takes an action. How much would you like to heal her for?
So with lay on hands, I can cure someone of a poison.
That is true, if you spent more than 5.
Would that also just regain the health points, or is that
So it regains health points, and if you spent 5 or more, it'll cleanse them of any poisons or diseases or what have you.
Oh yeah, then I'll do 5 points.
Alright, you heal her for 5 hit points. She goes, oh, you're an angel! Oh, you're an angel! Alright, so that's your action. You still have your bonus and your movement. What would you like to do?
Let's see. Is the guy in the corner out cold?
No, he is still up. The one that was in front of the Vino cell is knocked unconscious due to that rock. Unconscious act of knocking him out, so.
And what weapon did Vino grab?
He grabbed a +1 short sword.
Okay, so...
I will be holding it if you want it. I just took it in case you would. It's like,
I'll shrug and take it from you, because...
Yep. Right.
Like, I was wanting a weapon.
All right. Item interaction to take weapon from Divino. You now have a +1 short sword to use.
Not my normal weapon, but I ain't going to complain. I think for now that's everything, because that covers everything I can do.
Alrighty. So we shift from combat and go into real time because combat is like 6 seconds around. Grimshaw, you're waiting for like some diplomatic leader, and I'll say Kaz and Zura, at this point you hear like a bunch of footsteps coming out from like the room nearby. You hear a lot of footsteps around you outside. But at this point, Grimshaw, because this is happening in real time, you see this drow come up and you see that she has what seems like to be a drow female captain that is clearly of a higher rank. And at this point, she goes over here to you and she goes to you in clear Draconic. She says, my, a Dragonborn here? Why are you here, Dragonborn?
My, your accent is very fetching. Well, I'm Grimshaw. I'm of the Rex clan. My people seek out greater evils wherever it lie. We do not find greater evil with your people, but there are those in your midst that I must take.
Are you talking about the drow woman with her elvish servant and her plated friend?
I mean you no offense, but you have made the utmost of blunders. The woman you have taken captive is in fact a priestess, and without a doubt, one of the most valuable of our organization. You simply must release her to me, as well as her traveling slaves.
Make a deception check.
Damn, I pay them.
not anymore. Hold on, I don't know why just deception disappeared. There it is. That is a nat 20 for a total of 28.
She goes, come, we'll discuss more inside, away from these people. I mean you no harm.
Okay. He nods and he immediately like sways with the trust, like he's a mover and shaker. He knows what's happening.
Yep.
He's gonna use the message spell and say, "Do you mind if we speak in this discreet form?"
She says back to you, let's get out of the public view at least. You've already drawn quite a crowd. I'd rather discuss this behind doors, behind closed quarters. You have my word, you won't be harmed.
No worries. That's how my people say hello. It's very honorable, very ceremonial. I just thought I should tell you, my friends, they're probably getting real antsy. They're great importance to me. You never know what happens, to people when they get nervous. So why don't we go check on them?
All right, and you follow this drow woman, and at this point, there's going to be like a large guard around the crowd, because at this point the crowd is like mixed. They're like, oh my god, there's like someone here, and like a guard captain like respect them, and the other is like, why the hell is that guard captain like leading her why is she allowing this outsider into the guardhouse? That type of thing.
I look down at all of them like they're like the lowest lowborns I've ever seen.
All right, and they're just gonna post up front trying to maintain the mob. At this point, you guys get to about here with the movement and what have you, and blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Kaz and Grimshaw, you hear like footsteps like immediately like beyond the walls, and other than that, you do hear what seems like to be a ruckus that seems to be like down beneath, like and screaming, and yelling, and shots fired, and what have you.
Okay. I'm going to look at Zur, and I'm like, do you trust me to get us out?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
And did Zur did you leave the door open?
The door's closed.
Okay. I'm just going to move into the like very corner. Well, actually, into the corner of the room by the door.
Okay.
Wherever it like, does the door swing inward or outward?
It swings inward towards inside the room.
Okay. I'm going to like position myself so I will be able to slip out the door when it's open.
Sure. Sir, what do you do?
So, yeah, sir, you have a +10 to stealth right now.
I know how this works. I'll do it on the opposite side. And I'll just
explaining for our viewers at home.
Alright, it's all good.
This is my first rodeo.
This is my first rodeo. Alrighty.
Like, you could have just turned me into you, and you could have just gone invisible.
I can't turn anyone but myself into anything.
Alright. At this point, you hear what seems like to be the unlocking of a door, but easily unlocked, indicating like all of a sudden you hear the locking stop. You hear like language of on the other side, and I'm just gonna make a roll here.
Do I hear them doing that language stuff?
You hear them doing the language stuff. You don't know what they're saying. All that you saw was them trying to unlock the door, realizing that it's unlocked, and then them discussing stuff.
Is this table bolted down to the ground?
It is not.
Alright, I'm gonna position myself to under the table, just in case.
Sure. Alright.
Things need to be flipped.
Alright. The door is slowly opening. Do you do anything, Kaz?
I am going to. Oh, nothing but
I'm sorry, that wasn't the.
You want me to attack them?
No, I'm just the amount of angst that this entire scene is bringing brought that audible expulsion out.
No, I'm not going to do anything yet.
Alright. They open the door and they see a hobgoblin underneath, a bugbear underneath the desk as she yells out in another language. What are you two doing?
I'm throwing the table at him.
Go ahead and make a strength attack roll. Without adding a proficiency bonus, because this would be considered an impromptu weapon.
I would argue athletics checks, but okay.
You're tossing it as an attack at them.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright. 16.
16. It does not hit their armor class.
I'm not here to hit their armor class. I'm here to distract so we can get out of here.
All right. You toss this gigantic desk at the door, and she's like, "Oh shit! He's tossing a fucking desk!" And then she just immediately closes the door, and the desk crumbles to bits and pieces on the ground. At this point, you hear a lot of yelling and commands on the other side of the door. Grimshaw, you enter the precipice, and you do hear like commands. And she goes, and the commander next to you goes, I'm assuming those would be your friends then. And she draws out her sword.
Yes.
Such
a rowdy bunch.
All right. At this point, everyone, you want to say something?
Before that, can I do something real quick?
That being?
I want to just check to see if I'm within message range. Can I telepathically communicate with my team?
How far is it?
That's a great question, actually.
Because right now, I would say you're about
30 feet.
30 feet? No, you wouldn't be able to do anything to them.
Fair enough.
Right, at this point, everyone's in combat initiative. Now, their diplomacy is still kind of sort of on the table, but I will say, like, they've alerted the guards clearly, and you got all this commotion in the prison. But you do have some allies, and, like, majority of, like, the whatever occupants may be here, I would say would be surprised to hear that shit's going down in their HQ. But at this point, we will now go to combat. initiative, starting from the top, working our way down from the bottom, starting with the halflings. Nikki gets up, goes over here, and will try to finish off this drow with 2 Eldritch Blasts. She misses with the first one. She does hit with the second one, doing max damage. And she like backs on a corner, boom, boom, like, ugh. And this one's looking pretty weak. She goes, ha 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 ha. And Randall over here is going to go over here, item interaction, unlock. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll have to use his cunning action to dash, and we'll use his action to unlock the last gate. And he goes, alright, boys, it's time to get ourselves the hell out of here. And at this point, Jasper's going to go over here 5, 10, 15, 20, and he is going to try to do Tasha's Hideous Laughter on all these drow. And he goes, you know, if I had to smell shit for a couple days, I'd be worrying too. In fact, these halfling things are just as stinky as you. And then I gotta make a save for them. They all natural won it, so they all just... I didn't expect...
Like,
yeah.
oh god, I'm anxious about being smelled.
So all of them fall prone, uncontrollably being laughed at. This isn't a charm effect, so they don't have advantage on this. And Dasher says, hurry, let's get the fuck out of here. And then he'll go over here, and then you just hear a loud banging, and then you just see like a pissed off halfling going all the way over here, basically covered in the minimalist of gear possible, from head to toe. And then the drow gets to go. These guys are prone and laughing. I have to make a save at the end of their turns. They do not make it, unfortunately. These drow over here are gonna kick the door open, and we'll go over here, and we'll see you. Are you still in disguised form, or no? Kaz.
Me?
Yeah. Are you still in disguised
yes.
form?
Yes,
All
I
right.
am.
Do you say anything as they come in and they point their crossbow at Zur, and then they look at you, and they're kind of looking back and forth, and you see like a clearly commanding officer on the precipice here as well.
Okay.
What do you say?
Can I say something?
What do you want to say? Talking is free, so.
No, I'll let Kaz go first.
No, you can say something. I would like to.
Oh, you're about to go off this? Perfect. Get away from my lover, you asshole!
Alright, do you say anything, Kaz, after he says that shit?
Oh man, I'm putting on the edge.
I just look shocked. I was not expecting.
Zur literally just thinks of shit on the fly.
Alright, so, I'm gonna make in... So I'm gonna say, since you're still in disguised self, they don't know what to think of the situation. They just see a threat, and I'm gonna...
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, honey, there's no need to hurt him. My apologies. He is overprotective.
Alright. Regardless, they will shoot at bows because they had a death thrown at them. So I'm gonna just make 2 attacks here. I missed with the first set. Second set of attacks. What the fuck are these low rolls? I'm mad. So a bunch of bolts go off. They don't really know what to think of the situation. Bolts are just flying all over the place, and you're just dodging and weaving them, Zur. Would you like to catch any of them? And toss it back.
No, I missed them all. No, I'm not wasting key points.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure. These... Grimshaw. You see 3 commanders near you, and she's drawing swords, and then she commands them, the commanders, to get closer, and then she commands, like, these 2 to, like, point their crossbows out. And you do also hear this commotion too. Like, get away from my lover! Get away from my lover!
Solve this problem non-violently.
Say again, Grimshaw. I'm sorry.
He's
He's gonna say to the woman next to him, the captain, "Would you prefer I solve this problem non-violently?"
She goes, what's your persuasion modifier at?
It's 11.
Alright, so I'm not gonna make you roll because, like, regardless, you would get at least a 13 or more.
Suave, motherfucker.
She'll say, oh, don't worry. For our safety, we'll keep our weapons out. And if it turns out that your friends are causing all this ruckus, well then, they're not gonna be the only one in cuffs. And then, I'm gonna just hold actions for these guys. Trying to think of what else. Just making moves in the dark here. Okay, and then the crowd outside is too busy containing the mob. But at this point, it is now your turn, Grimshaw. What would you like to do? You've been told this. What would you like to do?
I told you it was them. Give me a chance to talk them down. Nothing wrong with a little roughhousing. I promised they wouldn't go around killing your men. I'm gonna go talk to them.
Alright. You
We
can
wouldn't
kind
want
of...
to cause an international incident.
Now you can move your token.
Oh, fuck. I just clicked the wrong button and closed the owlbear road.
Oh no!
It's my push to talk. For some reason, my push to talk is also a delete button, I guess?
That's weird.
It is weird. I will... Yeah, I'm just gonna use... Wait a second. Let me see. I want to see if the spectral flight gives me different speeds. No, but I can fly. So I'm just gonna fly my little butt on. I'm gonna use my dash action. Just zoosh. I actually didn't measure how far that was. Is that 60 feet about?
So, like, I need to know which direction you're going.
Down.
Down?
And then right.
So that, I would say that would be 35 and then 45. Across.
Okay, so...
So you could probably...
35, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Alright. As you move, their ready action goes off of them following you with weapons drawn.
I'm gonna psychically whip out some words and say, "Hold the phone!" And you guys just hear this weird fucking dragonborn redneck voice scream in your heads. Everyone lay down your arms. We got a peaceful solution to this. We wouldn't want to hurt the priestess.
Are you saying this to the drow or in your mind?
All everyone. I'm like casting like a global message spell, I guess, for 30 feet.
Alright, global message spell.
it's really what you'd call screaming.
There. At this point, you hear this commander talking over at this commander in a language you guys can't understand, and I'm trying to think logically what these drow would do, because she would definitely command, yo, they just tossed a desk at them. So
it's just a desk, don't be a baby.
No one got hurt.
You threatened his wife. What do
and
you
then
want?
at this point, these four drow are taking steady aim towards you, Grimshaw, and she go and go ahead and just make a persuasion check for me.
I'm gonna use bardic inspiration for this one.
Sure, I'll allow it.
Inspiration I'm gonna use is he's gonna start rolling the coin of jasper between his fingers.
Right. Okay. That's the coin.
It's demanding water now. Alright, and that is 18 plus 7, that's a 26.
Alright, we'll see how the drow react to your acquiesce diplomacy. But, based on initiative, it is now...
Be right back.
That's all good. Kaz, you're up. You hear this. These three drow are still, like, pointing crossbows at Zer. What do you do? And you hear Grimshaw say this.
Okay.
Can I also shout for her to leave? Like, just get out of here. I got this.
I am going to like stand up and try and look as like priestessly as possible, and just be like, that would be another one of my colleagues. Pardon me.
Cool. Go ahead.
And yeah. Sorry.
I'm trying to think of a check for you to make here. See, I think this would be a performance check. So I would argue. So
Okay. All
go
right.
ahead and make a performance check. See if you can act priestly.
All right. Oh, all right. Sorry, that fell on my body. Didn't work.
Oof. I'm just gonna get my die that
Can I
fell off.
cast? Am I able to cast guidance on myself?
Yes, but it would take you your action. So that's just the thing.
So I wouldn't be able to do that and do this roll.
Oh, I'll allow you to do the roll because I'm the DM. I'm just saying,
Okay.
if you want to do anything else, guidance is going to be your one thing you could do, action-wise.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do that.
Alrighty.
Yeah. All right.
See what happens.
16.
16. Okay. Proceed.
All right. And I'm not going to like try and shove my way through, but I am going to be like, may I get through and speak with my associate, please?
A look of confliction is on this drow's face. Not sure whether to let you out or not, but that's what you get a sense just on surface face value.
We wouldn't want an incident on our hands, would we?
Proceed.
Okay. All right, and I'm going to just use the rest of my movement to meet up with
Grimshaw, like
Grimshaw.
face being so like relieved. He's like, oh dear God, you're safe. Oh, I was deeply concerned.
Not to worry. Seems everyone got a little overzealous about this.
You must understand. To us, you have taken royalty prisoner. And for our honor guard and for our servants to see it, yeah, no, you've thrown us for quite a loop here. We deeply apologize. Let's start this differently. I have in my possession some of the finest ale of draconian nature.
All right. We'll see how
I must
they.
ask though, we are a few servants short.
Oh yes, where are the doctor and Divino?
We'll get to them in a second, but sir, what would you like to do?
Yeah, did I just get left?
Don't worry. What would you like to do, bro?
You said you'd handle it.
I thought you were just gonna run. I didn't realize you were gonna diplomacy your butt out of here.
What do you do, sir?
Excuse me.
I said, oop, let me sneak right past you there.
They're still aimed at me?
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know if I should still be heated or not. Wonderful thing, isn't it? Oh. There's so many things I could do. I guess I'm gonna hold my turn no, because they go next round. They went before me. Well, I'll talk to them. Let's see.
What do you say?
I'll
Keep
put
in
my
mind.
hands up.
Keep in mind, they've been speaking a whole other form of language that you do not know what they're saying. Do you understand Undercommon or Elvish?
No, I got common, deep speech, and goblin.
Oof. Okay, then you do not know exactly what words are exchanging other than Grimshaw and Kaz, unless like you're saying in a different language, Grimshaw. Unless you're saying it like you're saying it.
I'm doing common. Yeah, I'm doing common.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have.
Yeah. At this point, we do need clarification. So, what languages
I'm
you're speaking?
from this point forward always speaking in common because they understand common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You know, I'm gonna take my action to dodge. I'm gonna see what they do first. But I'm keep on snarling and.
Alrighty. It's a Mexican standoff. You are ready to try to like ready yourself for whatever happens. Let's go down to the cell with Divino. What would you like to do? You see all these drow are I don't know why that's 10 feet once there. I'm gonna get rid of that. But you see these halflings are making their way through the door. You do not know what's going on upstairs. But you do know that these three drow guards are laughing their asses off magically unwillingly. What would you like to do? Divino, you here?
I was muted. I'm just going to mosey on over through the door. Beep, 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 beep. That's 20.
You can get to the door with your full movement.
And then can I, like, with my extra 10 feet, can I, like, check on the other side?
On the other side of the door?
Yeah.
You try, it's locked.
Can I try the keys that I have?
You try the key that you had, it's not working. At this point, the bard says, Quincy says, Randall has the keys, just wait for him. He'll be over here shortly.
Doc, what do you, like, want me to do? I kind of, like, don't like making decisions.
Doctor, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Let me see how far some things.
You could get to the door with your full movement, so.
I'm wondering if I have enough movement to go down to the unconscious drow.
Oh, I see. You want to get more stuff from him, I see. You're roughly 20 feet. So we'll say 20 feet for circumstance.
Yeah,
but you could also go to these other drow here that they can't do anything.
15 feet away. About 25. Arguably. Yeah, no, yeah. We're gonna go over to this one here.
Okay.
Kind of just, how do I put this? If I can see keys, I'm grabbing keys and I'm taking his crossbow.
You do see keys, and you do take his crossbow. So I would say item interaction, you grab the keys. Action, you grab the crossbow. What else would you like to do? You got 5 feet movement left, and bonus actions, if any.
It's like,
Alrighty. We're on top of initiative. The halflings get to go. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He gets over here. Interaction. He tosses the keys to Quincy. He says, Quincy, hurry up and go unlock these doors. These guys want to get out of here. But first we got to get our stuff. You know where the equipment stuff is? He goes, oh, yes, Randall. It's to the opposite room to our left. You'll probably find your equipment there too. 5, 10, 15, 20. He goes out and unlocks the door. He opens the door, and you see this mess with your extra 10 feet of movement. You see all this shit going on. Crossbows pointing at one another. You see Grimshaw and then this other drow, which you know is a disguised Kaz, and it's a clusterfuck. You see drow.
I immediately wink at Divino.
Give a thumbs up.
At this point, he goes, oh shit, we got a problem, Randall. I need you to get over here. He goes, hold on. He goes over here, and he says, Oven, toss me upstairs. He goes, alright! He'll rage, and then he will use his action to toss Randall up the stairs.
A group of halflings just flinging each other.
Yes. So he's raging, and then well, let me make a check here. He got advantage. I can roll natural ones. Natural 20. He tosses Randall up. He goes, oh shit, we're in a pickle.
No, you're not. Calm down. Drop your weapons too.
He said, Randall goes here and says, these your friends you were talking about? We're kind of having a weird wrestling standoff here. He says to you, Davino.
Can I do an insight check if I should try and guiding bolt someone?
I mean,
I'm gonna-
best to
Wink,
your
bro.
best
The wink.
best to your knowledge, Davino. You just went upstairs. Your friends are at crossbow point, and Grimshaw just winks at you, and you say, and you see Grimshaw say to these halflings, "Put your weapons down, friend." Like you also turn, and you see Zur like in an active dodging stance with 3 drow pointing crossbows at them. What do? You do not know what has happened since you've been down there, bro.
Okay, so I feel like some stuff is gonna happen. So I'm going to cast guiding bolt.
Oh.
Message him as I see him going for the spell and ask him not to.
At this point, it's kind of too late for it, unfortunately. All right, Davino, would you like to guiding bolt?
And I'm go. Who looks the most threatening?
Probably these captain-looking individuals over here. This looks the most threatening.
The 2 closest to me.
This one, this one, this one. Well, not this one. Excuse me. These 3 women over here, and this one nearby in front of you.
So, I'm gonna go off the assumption that Grimshaw is doing his general fuckery. Do I know, like, what god the drows pray to?
You know as an elf that drow do not have like a particular god they pray to. This ain't Forgotten Realms drow, guys. So take those assumptions and toss them out the window. But drow can worship any god, just like any other race.
Okay, cool. Oh, crap. I'm forgetting the name of... What's, like, an evil god that, like, no one likes?
Make a religion check.
Okay.
DC is a bit high.
Like I'm going for, like, generic, like, oh yeah, like, no one likes that one god.
I need you to make a religion check. Because this is obscure knowledge.
18.
18? I mean, the one thing that comes to your mind, now that you're kind of thinking about it, you know, that encounter you had with the dead corpse of the wizard Necro, you're like, oh, Necro, he's like the first resurrected, but improper. That's why resurrections aren't happening as much. And you do know that he is the god of... Let me look to my notes here. He is the god of... He is the god of the undead and the first of resurrected. And, yeah, that's all you know.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna shoot so many buttons. Why does nothing work?
Buttons, so many.
Okay,
So many.
I'm gonna move my token just to show you. This one.
Okay.
Okay. And as I shoot it, I'll be like, "Don't act like I didn't hear you praying to Necro. That's not even for everyone." And cast guiding bolt.
All right, make your attack roll, buddy.
Okay. I knew I was gonna use it, but I still put the dice away for some reason. Okay, so that is a 20 to hit.
20 does hit. Roll damage.
Okay. 11 radiant damage.
Alrighty, you deal 11 radiant damage to this drow woman, and she is burning up a bit as a bright light appears. And at this point, Grimshaw, you turn, and there's a look of... whatchamacallit? There's a look of a little bit of betrayal, but also a little bit of it's fucking on now type of look. But we're going to continue with the halfling's turn. They see this, and they're like, oh shit, oh, fuck. Quincy, do the thing you do. What thing? The thing! Now get us to over there to get our shits. And he points to here and goes, oh yes, of course. And then they just dimension door fucking over here with this action. And we'll see what they do on their next turn. And then this barbarian's gonna go up. He's gonna spend his entire movement just to get up here. And then Nikki is gonna go basically spend her entire turn getting halfway up the stairs and then spending an action to dash to get over here. She's gonna kind of fall back a bit. And Randall says, "If you guys like to leave with us, follow our lead." And
I'm shaking my head at everything.
The drows get to go now, guys. I'm sorry, but they roll extremely high on their initiatives. Alrighty, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 targets for me to shoot at. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 8 individuals in general. So go ahead.
Can I use my my held glyph
Yes.
for invisibility?
You may.
Yeah, as soon as she like made eye contact with him, he just returns his smile and turns invisible.
Alrighty. So someone's getting some extra volts in them. So 1, 2,
Sorry, Cass.
3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everyone's gonna get hit with like one series of attacks, and each one can do 2 attacks. So the first wave of attacks, everyone's gonna get hit once, and then I guess I'll just wait and see what happens as these 2 commanders get to figure out what to do. So first, everyone's gonna get hit from this first series of 2 attacks, with the exception of Grimshaw, because he is invisible. So I'm gonna just roll for both attacks here. Those are high dice rolls. Oh boy. Does a So the first series is a 17. Does that hit anyone?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my armor class, but I am dodging.
Okay, so I'll roll your attack with disadvantage then, Zur. So the first one I use her will miss. But going back to what I said, does that hit anyone else's armor class before I move on to damage?
Divino,
anyone?
Sorry.
I'm just confirming. I'm just confirming to see if it hits anyone else.
How much was it?
It was I think I said like. It was a 16 to hit.
It was 17.
It was 17 hit. Yes, it was 17 hit. Alrighty. So you guys who've been hit take 5 piercing damage, and I need everyone who got hit to make a Constitution saving throw. I'll roll for the halflings. They can reroll ones.
18.
Okay.
Oh, 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Alrighty. Everyone succeeds in their con saves. No one gets poisoned. Second series of attacks. I rolled extremely high on this one, a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Zur, would you like to do anything? Well, hold on. Let me roll a disadvantage for the second one for Zur. The second one doesn't hit you, Zur. You're fine. So another 5 piercing and another Constitution saving throw. I'll roll for all the halflings.
15.
Okay. And then Divino, what did you roll for your con save?
20.
20? Alright. You guys are not poisoned, but the halflings are. They'll have disadvantages on ability checks. Here's the poison thing. So just give me 1 moment to give them all the poison status thing. As arrows fly, and as they do, the halflings and some of you guys take some brunt of it, but the halflings, they're not looking too hot. The barbarian one seems to take like some points of the damage, but not fully, but still feeling the effects of being poisoned. And then for the 2 captains who didn't attack, let's see, who's gonna be my targets? Because 2 of them have not attacked. I'm gonna say I will shoot at the cleric because he just burned one of the captains. So first series of attacks. Does a 19 hit you, Divino?
Yep.
Alright, you'll be hit with 10 piercing damage from 1 from each of their attacks, and I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
Okay, that's a 15, and that's a 17.
So you succeed. Second wave of attacks. I'm assuming a 15 does not hit you?
Nope.
Alrighty. You take another round of arrows, and as it does, a second volley hits, but you're able to dodge or block out of the way. And at this point, you all hear sounds like screaming commands from this main captain here. But at this point, Grimshaw, you get to act, finally. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna run away.
Make a stealth check with advantage.
This is 25.
Okay, you're stealthy. Okay. Anything else? Is that your full movement, or would you like to spend an
I
action
think
to
that
dash?
was 30 feet.
Yeah, that.
I'm not gonna dash. I'm gonna hold my action to cast Healing Word.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I can't. Then my invisibility will go up instantly because you can't hold an action to cast a spell without casting it.
Well, the moment you cast Healing Word, you come out of invisibility. So that's
So
the
I
thing.
can like prepare to do it but not do it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Then I'm gonna just hold, sit, be ready.
Okay. This is probably the most tense situation I have ever been at a table. So.
This is a tough one.
It is a tough one. It's a tough puzzle. Next on the initiative would be Kaz. It seems like the diplomacy isn't working as you got a bunch of fucking arrows in you.
Okay.
Still in drow disguise. What would you like to do? You get the feeling that diplomacy is no longer on the table.
Okay. I am going to just sigh and be like, I really didn't want to do this. And
Hi, Kaz.
Hello. Is the sorry, I'm just seeing how tall. Would I be able to cast Call Lightning in here? Is my question.
So does
Is there
the
enough
call
room for
lightning?
the storm cloud?
So does the call lightning say anything about casting
Oh,
it
it's
inside
10
a
feet
building?
tall. Yeah, it's 10 feet tall as long as I can, and has a 60-foot radius. I guess I can't then with the.
I'm saying how is it call lightning? Is like you just conjure a storm cloud in the building, or does it have to be coming from like outside?
I can conjure a storm cloud. It just has to be able to fit in the area. It's 10 feet tall.
You have no issues of casting the spell. I just need to know where you would like to place it.
Okay. 60 feet wide. I am going to place it like here.
Okay.
It is quite big.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I am going to I'm going to call down a lightning bolt on, where's the pointer? Which one seems to be giving all the orders?
This one.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm gonna cast Call Lightning on her. She has to make a dex saving throw, or take 3d10 lightning damage.
Okay, so they're extremely good at dex, but we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Anything could happen in D&D. Dex save. They get a +7 to this, so I just want to let you know.
Okay, I gotta roll real low.
So I rolled low. 15 save?
Oh, dude, that just beats it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
They take half damage though, right? Or no? Or is
yeah,
it just...
so half damage, so... Where are my d10s?
D10s are big.
I know. I cannot find them ever. Oh my god. And the third one. Okay.
Dice being rolled, folks. The pinnacle of D&D.
So I rolled an 11. So either take 5 or 6.
5.
Lightning
I'll
damage.
take 5.
Yeah.
So you conjure this cloud above them, and as it does, a lightning strike tries to form. She, being naturally dexterous, forms out of the way, but she still takes the brunt. And then she says, in Elvish, she says, "You are no drow. We've practiced no such magics."
I told you I wasn't raised here.
They still think you're a fucking drow.
I know.
Wait, is this guy self-concentration?
No.
Okay. So they still think you're a fucking drow. It's
Yeah,
fucking great.
Okay. All right. Yep. And that is it. But I am going to. I am gonna go into my starry form next time. So
Okay.
let's go.
It's all Gucci.
Oh wait, it's a bonus action.
Yeah, you can do it.
My starry. Okay, I'm going to cast starry form on myself and become the archer. My question is, if I am in disguise self as a drow, would my starry form be me as a drow, or
yes,
would it be me?
Because disguise self doesn't because it's a form that lasts until they make an investigation check, thinking okay, they could see through it. But as far as they concerned, they fully bought that you are a drow and that you are a druid and that you're not from their kingdom.
Okay, yeah. I am going to do that, and then I believe I can, on activation, make a ranged spell attack, which I'm going to do against the same captain.
All right.
21 to hit.
21 to hit. Hits.
Okay.
See how much damage you deal.
That is 1d8 plus 8 damage. Radiant.
8's radiant. She takes it. She goes, ah.
And that's it.
Cool. Zer, big boy, you're up. What would you like to do?
They did shoot at me.
Yep.
Yeah, we kind of abandoned the...
Diplomacy, I would say, is off the table. It's either fight or run or whatever the case you want to do.
That's fair. I'm gonna pull out my staff and I'm gonna start attacking this drow right here.
Alright, make your attack.
Since that's what we're doing. 14, I believe, doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. She dodges out of the way.
17 hit?
I will use my reaction to parry. So I'll add +3, which will make it miss.
Cool.
So she takes out her short sword and quick reaction, she blocks it.
Okay. So that was my action. I'm going to use my bonus action for patient defense.
Okay. Dope. Alrighty. Davino, you are up. What would you like to do? As you are the one that incited this incident, going from diplomacy to pure chaoticness. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame as my action.
Okay.
On this, no, Toll of the Dead, on the one I already hit.
Okay.
So I need...
What do I need?
A saving throw.
What type?
Wisdom.
Wiz.
16.
One sec. They are of different drow. You said wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Does a 13 save?
Fails.
Okay.
So they take 6 necrotic damage.
Necrotic. Okay.
Yep. And then I will cast a spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Right here, where I put my finger.
Sure. I'm gonna place it there. I'm assuming you would like to make an attack with spiritual weapon.
I would.
What does it look like?
It's just gonna look like a painting, and it's of a open landscape with a giant sun shining. And then I'm going to hit the same one again.
Alright, make her attack roll.
Oh, that's a 14 to hit.
Doesn't hit. She dodges out of the way of that attack.
And that was just a warning for praising Necron. God of, necromancy. Like, I don't know why you're helping her. She's clearly trying to, usurp all of your authorities as a sleeper agent.
Would you like to move, sir?
And then I'm gonna, yoink myself right over here.
All right, halfway down the stairs. All right. Doc, I know a lot has been going on. You hear a lot of ruckus, and you see Davino cast a spell outwardly at. You don't know what's going on above. What would you like to do?
I'm running out to see what's going on.
You see this shit. I would say that would take about half your movement, we'll say. You see Kaz full of arrows. You see Zur try to play like a fighting game with this other drow. This drow is looking pretty hurt with a guiding bolt thing on him, and you see Davino casting spells. Other than that, you do see your halfling compatriots around. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm running up to that hurt one.
All right. Okay.
Just full on smacking it with this short sword I got.
Okay.
Since it hasn't been hit by an attack roll since.
So you get advantage. So because of guiding bolt.
Ooh, I needed that. 24 to hit.
24 to hit?
Yes.
24 definitely. Yeah, it hits.
Alright, and I'm also tacking on a divine smite onto that.
Okay.
So, 10 piercing damage.
All right. She's looking pretty rough.
The no, on D10, it's D. Right? 1d8, yeah. That was an extra 6 radiant damage.
All right. She's looking pretty hurt still.
I want to smack her again.
All right. Second attack.
That one's gonna miss. That was a 9.
Yep. Unfortunately, she blocks it. The first attack with the guiding bolts, it guided your strike and you smite that to death. And as it does, she's looking pretty rough. But as you try to go for the second hit, she blocks it with her short sword. Anything else you'd like to do, sir?
I will say to her in Celestial, good evening. The good doctor is in.
Alrighty. Top of initiative, the halflings get to go. Let's start with these two. These two are not looking too hot. They have to make saves at the end of their turn. So, Quincy uses his item interaction to unlock the door and they go inside. You hear some ruggers going, like surprised, like look. You hear some rough housing going on and like a bunch of like snooping around, like someone's like looking for some stuff. 1 second. I'm just doing moves in the dark here. Nikki will use a bonus action to Misty Step over here. And I don't know what's up with these icons. They seem to be having issues. But she says to you, Cash, she says, "You're friendly, you're friendly." It's weird. She's like, it's clearly a halfling, but she has like weird goblin features. It's weird. You say anything, Kaz, as she tries to interact with you, saying, "You friendly, you friendly, you friendly."
Sorry, I was muted. Didn't realize.
It's all Gucci.
I'm friendly if you're friendly.
Okay, you friend, we leave now, and then she'll use her action to disengage, and she will be able to use her movement to go into the room. And then the raging one will be like, I want to hit stuff, I want to hit something, and then he kind of like looks around, trying to find something to fucking toss, but he'll go over here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and he goes, "Excuse me, miss, you got something I can toss?"
I don't have anything on me.
Want me to toss you somewhere?
Sure. Toss me at those people over there.
Those being where?
We pointer. Beep, 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 beep.
Okay.
I want to knock them over like bowling pins.
She goes, all right, which one?
The boss lady.
Okay. All right, I'll pick you up and I shall toss you. He will reckless to ensure that.
Is he able to pick me up as a medium-sized creature?
Yes.
Okay,
He is a barbarian.
No, am I a large creature? Okay,
Yep.
right,
So surprisingly, this little halfling easily picks you up. You're like, oh, I didn't expect this, and then he'll reckless. So he'll hit with a 21. So he'll toss you right at this person. Go ahead and just roll a d10 for me.
Okay.
1d10 Kaz damage.
8.
8. All right, you knock her down. Let me make a check for her. Bludgeoning, yeah. All right, she goes prone. And then he goes, nice. And then he'll toss himself now. That's all that he can do. But yeah, that's all that he could do. And then at the turn, I gotta make saves for them for being poisoned or not. They are no longer poisoned, as they rolled a natural 20. And we'll see what they do on their next turn. I got some bad news, Kaz, however.
Mm-hmm.
The drows get to go.
Yeah, I know.
And I got some even worse news for everyone involved here. She was screaming commands earlier. There were some other occupants that were surprised during this commotion, but now they're no longer surprised. As you see, coming from the other side of the building, a bunch more drow are approaching you guys, and they're going to spend their entire turn getting their shit and just getting up from like this area. And weirdly enough, as they exit, you smell like a bunch of like food coming out of there. You get the feeling like they might have come out of like the break room or some shit. But they spend their entire turn just getting out of the room, getting their equipment ready, and being ready to do action. However, this lady stands up prone. These three, you're sandwiched between 3 drow captains, and they will each attack you twice with their short swords.
Okay.
And they get flanking bonuses too. So I'm sorry what could happen. So the first one was a 23.
Mm-hmm. That hurts.
You shall take... This is going to be a lot of damage, so...
Okay.
I'm sorry in advance.
I shouldn't have had him throw me. He was just so excited too.
Ugh, I'm not... It's sick to my stomach to say this too. So from one series of attacks, you will take... Oh, I gotta get calculator for this shit. Because even though I'm not rolling dice, I just don't want to make sure. Just because this could possibly lead to a character death.
Oh no.
So just from the piercing, 21.
Okay.
And then from
I am down, but that didn't immediately kill me.
However, I'm not done with damage here.
Oh shit.
And from the poison is 27. Grand total of 48 points of damage total. Alright, does that go over your hit point maximum?
27? No.
Alright.
My max is 28.
I hate doing this, but this is what they would definitely do. I'm just gonna make this attack roll with advantage as they see, as your magic is fading. Just
held action go off?
You cannot see her, unfortunately, as she was tossed out of your view.
God. Why did she have to get thrown?
He was so excited to throw something.
I rolled a 20.
You're not a bowling ball, you're perfect.
I rolled a 23 to hit. Do you have any last words to say to your comrades as all 3 of these drow women, they slice you up, you're covered in poison, you're cut up, and you're just like prone on the ground, your magic fades. They see who they truly are, a furbolg, and doing so, you just hear an elvish. You were never a drow. You're just like everyone else out here. trying to take over. Your life ends here.
Okay. I think my only last words are, get out.
As you see, for every one of you, Davino, you hear this. Doc, you hear this. Grimshaw, you definitely hear this. And Zer, you hear this echoing. Hear Kaz in a screeching pain saying, "Get out!" And Davino, Doc, you just see these three drow captives just plunge their blades into Kaz's body. Kaz is dead. I'm sorry, Robin, but that's
okay.
what. I'm
I
sorry.
have some backup characters.
It's okay. Alrighty. With that being said, a bunch more commands are set out, and at this point, the captains are gonna go down towards the bottom here. I'm sorry, guys. These guys will try to plug up the paladin, and well, we'll do these two first because they gotta make range attacks. I'm rolling like a demon, unfortunately. I rolled a 23 to hit you, Doc.
Yeah.
Ugh. You'll take.
Not even shield can save me.
So you take four. Sorry, I read that wrong. You take 14 piercing, and I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws. I feel like I'm gonna get attacked after this session.
Okay, Constitution save.
Yep, I need you to make 2 of them.
Well, that's not good.
What's your roll?
I rolled a 5 and a 7.
Okay, so I got some bad news for you. Not only did you fail the saving throw, you failed it by more than 5. You fall. Zer, you just see some arrows plug up Doctor, and he just falls unconscious before you. And as he does, you see these 2 drow women pull out their short swords, and they're both about to stab him. And keep in mind, if they hit, it's treated as a crit. So I rolled a 23 to hit. Surprise, surprise. That both crits. So I'm just gonna do a bunch of math here. So 10. 10. Okay, I'm pulling out the calculator for this. Because we might have another character death in our hands, unfortunately. Plus 18.
Okay, I know what the point total is to kill me.
Okay. So now I have to do. So I did the max damage. Now I have to do the die roll here. So I did it for the piercing bit, and now I gotta do it for the poison bit. The poison bit is 3d6. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready for the total damage, Doctor?
I'm going to survive this.
The grand total, a mixture of both. Do you have resistance to poison at any point, or no?
I do not have resistance to poison yet.
You take a grand total of 84 points of damage from.
Are you?
Oh my god.
That is 2 points over needed to kill me.
Any last words?
The aristocrats.
So Zer,
the funniest thing I've ever heard a D&D player.
Zer, you just see arrows just hit Doctor. He collapses to the ground, and these 2 drow, taking full advantage, just plunge their blades and just right into the chest, and he just collapses to the ground instantly. And then they turn their attention towards you. They go up to you, and then they're going to make their attacks against you. You are actively dodging, so I'll roll at disadvantage. I do not hit you, luckily. But this drow in front of you has yet to act, so I'll make 2 attacks with her, both at disadvantage. Oh my god. I wish you could see my face cam right now. I'm just face palming right now. With the disadvantage, I rolled a 16 and an 18. So that's a dirty 20 to hit, Zer.
That does hit.
You will be taking 7 points of piercing, 10 points of poison, and then I'll make a second attack with the drow in front of you with disadvantage. 14 doesn't hit, I presume.
It does not.
The shock of hearing the death of Kaz and you seeing the shock of the death of Doctor, these drow just rush you, and as they do, they swipe at you. The first go around, and they miss. They miss, and then you weren't paying attention to the third one. She gets a cheap stab at you, and then you just dodge her second attack. And then these drow have only made 1 attack, so they'll go over here. And then, well, they'll go over here and they'll attack the halfling, which he gets advantaged on because he's reckless with the short sword. And I crit him. There's just death all over, but he takes half. So I'm just gonna, thankfully, I could just go back to my history of my computing. So that's just, okay, so now I just roll the poison. 88 points of damage to it. Some of it's half, but it doesn't matter. You just see this halfling fucking dies and he gets cut up to pieces. And he goes, oh! And he collapses to the ground dead. Kaz doesn't get it. Well, Grimshaw, it's your turn. You just see this halfling die. You hear Kaz die. For some reason, you hear the aristocrats, and then just the sound of death. What are you doing, bro?
I think his reaction would be much the same as mine, just stunned, staring. There's not much he really can do that wouldn't also get him killed. He's out of spells. All he had left was this invisibility and like a couple whiff spells. He's gonna whisper a goodbye.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Cass doesn't get to act, unfortunately. Zer.
Thanks for the reminder.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'll just delete her off my initiative at this point. Zer, you're up. You are being overwhelmed. You hear the sound of death from your comrades. What would you like to do?
You know, after 2 seasons of one character in the same game, I think this is where I get to finally meet mine. I disengage and I still move. I still get a tax of opportunity against me, correct?
So when you disengage, you do not get a tax of opportunity against you.
Alright, I will disengage.
Okay.
There's no winning this. I don't even think I saw Cass fall yet.
Oh,
because
no.
Doc I just met. Cass I've been with the beginning, and so yeah, this is. Zer's always been somber when he's seen someone die.
Yeah,
so yeah, I will disengage.
Yeah, you get out. You see the halfling. It's just cut up to pieces, and then you see the dead body of Kaz with the commander overlooking her, pulling her blade out from her corpse and wiping her blood off.
Shit. Alright, so I have 10 feet to get to where I am now. It'll be 15 feet to get here.
There are windows, by the way. There are windows here. There are also windows here as well that you guys can leave.
Windows where?
Windows at the side of the building. I think you guys know that the halflings went down here.
Alright, give me 1 second then. So I was here, so
that's...
I can make it.
Okay.
I can make it. So because with my bonus action for Step of the Wind, that's 80 feet of movement I have.
Mhm.
So that gets me right busting through this window.
Okay.
So I'm gonna disengage. I'm going to very somberly and very reluctantly dash past Cass's corpse to jump out the window.
Alrighty.
And I will not forget this. And I do have slow fall as well, so I don't know how far I'm falling.
You're not falling. You're fine. So you rush out, and as you do, you blast through the glass painted windows. And as you do, there's already a crowd in front of the building. They kind of see this weird looking. They see this weird looking bugbear out, and you are just running and booking it, bro. And at this point, you are removed from combat. And at this point, Davino, you're up. You just see Doc die, and you see Zur making a blitz for it. Actually, no, you don't know. You just hear the sound of death. You're halfway down the stairs. So. Oh yeah, hold on. I forgot to make a save for the drow downstairs. Okay, they're still affected. Go ahead, continue.
I'm gonna stick my head out.
Yeah, you see Doc dead. You see Kaz is dead. You see Zur crashing through the window. You see this halfling barbarian is cut up to pieces. And you turn right, and you see all this drow coming out from one room. What would you like to do?
Bonus action, Shield of Faith. My AC goes up by 2.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to. Is this a window?
Is what?
This thing.
That's a door.
Okay. Well.
And you know that the halflings went through it.
Through this door?
They unlocked it and they went through this door.
Cool. So 20 feet.
Okay.
Boom, boom. And then it's like another 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's 40.
Yep. So you would have to spend an action to dash. So.
Yeah. If I get to the window, would I be able to jump through the window?
The window is open thanks to Zur going through it. So if you are able to make it, you are able to go through it. But you also see, well, let me show you downstairs because the door is open. You see this. So what you see is these halflings. You see the 2 drow commander down beneath pulling their. You see they are blood-soaked blades, and they are looking at this halfling Nikki with malicious intent. And then at this point, you do see further ahead that Randall has like some sort of like red stick, and he just lit a fuse for it. So with that information, what would you like to do?
I feel like all of this is problematic, so I'm just gonna use boop.
Okay. So at this point, we're just gonna fast forward here. Davino, you see Zur up ahead. You ran, try to catch up to him. Grimshaw, with your invisibility spell, you're able to make it through, even through this crowd. As now the crowd is slowly drifted off towards like Zur's attention. He's like, you're here, like, oh shit, that's probably where my buddies are. You guys, yep, you guys eventually all 3 meet up, and you eventually meet up at a random alleyway, and this is where we're gonna have to end tonight's session, unfortunately. Very tragic session here, unfortunately. But
could I do one thing though?
What would you like to do?
I want to beat the crap out of Davino.
well,
if
that's.
I see violence, I will respond with.
Well, that's the next session, my friend. So, all right. So, a lot of craziness has happened. I don't know what to expect. A lot of craziness. We'll see what happens next. So, I'll see you guys next time. Till then, take care.
Whoa, whoa.